so rusted and worn out that it refuses to open, no matter how many keys you try to force into it. Inside your body, a silent, microscopic struggle is occurring right now, and the terrifying truth is that you probably don't feel a thing. We are talking about insulin resistance, the hidden biological glitch that serves as the ultimate driver behind type 2 diabetes, stubborn visceral belly fat, and chronic, bone-deep fatigue. Most people are under the dangerous impression that high blood sugar is the starting point of metabolic illness, but the science tells a different story. Insulin resistance often begins deep within your cells, up to a decade before a doctor ever looks at a blood test and diagnoses you with a chronic disease. It is like a slow-burning, invisible fire that quietly damages your delicate arteries, inflames your brain tissues, and slowly exhausts your pancreas until it can no longer keep up. In this video, we aren't just looking at superficial symptoms. We are performing a deep dive into the cellular mechanics of why your metabolism is failing, and, more importantly, how you can reclaim your biological health before the damage becomes irreversible. This isn't just health advice. This is the essential information that bridges the gap between simply feeling fine and achieving true, measurable longevity in a world designed to make us sick. Before we break down the complex science of our internal chemistry, I want to introduce myself. I am Dr. Mike. My absolute mission with this channel, Dr. Mike Longevity, is to take the massive, often confusing world of professional medical research and translate it into clear, actionable strategies that help you live not just a longer life, but a life of high quality and vitality. We live in an era saturated with conflicting health fads, miracle quick-fix diets, and aggressive marketing for processed foods. I am here to cut through that noise and provide a clinical, evidence-based perspective rooted in metabolic science and preventative medicine. We don't believe in just masking symptoms with a lifetime of expensive medication. We believe in understanding the fundamental why behind the pathology of disease. Whether you are currently struggling with weight that simply won't budge despite your best efforts, a persistent brain fog that slows down your professional day, or a heavy family history of metabolic syndrome, my goal is to empower you with the specific tools to take command of your own biology. I urge you to stay with me through this entire breakdown, because mastering the concepts we are about to discuss could literally be the difference between a future of chronic medication and a future of boundless health. To fix a broken system, you must first understand its mechanics. Every single time you consume food, especially carbohydrates, refined grains, and sugars, your pancreas releases a vital hormone called insulin. Think of insulin as a high-level VIP escort for glucose, sugar, knocking on the doors of your muscle and liver cells to signal them to open up and let the energy in for fuel. However, in our modern world of constant snacking, ultra-processed sugars, and high-carb convenience meals, those cellular doors are being knocked on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Eventually, the cells become overwhelmed. They get tired of the constant noise and start ignoring the knock entirely. This state of deafness is exactly what we call insulin resistance. Your pancreas, sensing that the blood sugar levels are still dangerously high, begins to panic and pumps out even more insulin to force those stubborn doors open. Now you have entered a toxic, self-perpetuating cycle. High blood sugar paired with dangerously elevated insulin levels, known as hyperinsulinemia. This excess insulin is the real villain. It acts as a master storage hormone, signaling your body to lock away every single calorie as fat, specifically the dangerous visceral fat that wraps around your internal organs. It effectively shuts off your body's ability to ever tap into its own fat stores for energy, leaving you hungry, tired, and trapped in a metabolic prison. The most treacherous aspect of insulin resistance is its incredible subtlety. It is the ultimate silent condition. You might go to your yearly physical, pass a standard fasting glucose test with flying colors, and walk away thinking you are perfectly healthy. but that is often a diagnostic trap. By the time your fasting blood sugar actually begins to rise, your body has likely been struggling with insulin resistance for 5 to 10 years. So, what are the real-world red flags you should be looking for? First, take a critical look at your waistline. If you find that you carry the majority of your weight around your midsection, the classic apple shape, that is the most visible sign of metabolic dysfunction. Second, pay attention to your energy levels after a meal. Do you experience a massive crash or slump after lunch, where you feel like you desperately need a nap or a third cup of coffee just to function? That is a sign that your blood sugar is swinging wildly because your cells can no longer stabilize it. Other clinical signs include acanthosis nigricans, which are dark, velvety patches of skin appearing around the neck, armpits, or knuckles. Even the sudden appearance of small skin tags or an insatiable craving for salty and sugary snacks immediately after a full meal are desperate signals from your body that your insulin signaling is broken. The silver lining in this medical challenge is that insulin resistance is not a permanent life sentence. It is a highly reversible state of human physiology if you know which levers to pull. The primary and most powerful lever you possess is your nutritional strategy. To heal the lock on your cells, you must stop knocking on the door so frequently. This is where the power of time-restricted feeding or intermittent fasting comes into play. By consistently giving your body a 16 to 18-hour window without food, you allow your systemic insulin levels to finally drop to their baseline, which gives your cells the breathing room they need to resensitize themselves. When it comes to what you actually put on your plate, we must adopt a fiber-first approach. Starting your meals with a large portion of green leafy vegetables or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted in water can significantly blunt the glucose spike of the meal that follows. We must move away from refined, naked carbohydrates and transition toward a diet rich in high-quality proteins and healthy, stable fats like those found in avocados, walnuts, and extra virgin olive oil. When you lower the chronic demand for insulin, your body finally regains the metabolic flexibility to tap into its own fat stores, effectively clearing the clog that has been stalling your internal engine for years. While nutrition is undoubtedly the foundation of your recovery, movement and sleep are the high-octane catalysts that speed up the healing process. Resistance training, whether that is lifting heavy weights at the gym or performing consistent bodyweight exercises at home, is essentially a cheat code for improving insulin sensitivity. Your muscles are the largest sink for glucose in the entire human body. The more healthy muscle mass you have and actively use, the more sugar your body can process safely without requiring a massive, damaging spike of insulin. Furthermore, we must never underestimate the catastrophic impact of a poor night's sleep. Clinical studies have shown that just one single night of 4 or 5 hours of sleep can make a perfectly healthy person as insulin-resistant as a pre-diabetic the very next morning. As we wrap up today's deep dive, please remember that your health is not an expense. It is your most valuable long-term investment. By taking aggressive steps to manage your insulin today, you are actively preventing the heart disease, the kidney failure, and even the Alzheimer's disease, often referred to by researchers as type 3 diabetes, of tomorrow. I am Dr. Mike, and this is your dedicated journey to a longer, sharper, and more vibrant life. Do not forget to subscribe and join our growing community of individuals dedicated to the cutting-edge science of longevity.